Good Monday traders, welcome to the Forex Board Trading Academy with Victor. Today we're having a new trade idea on the pound versus the Canadian dollar. And as usual, before we get started, I would like to remind you that all the information in this video is for educational purpose only and should not be considered as a financial advice. Let's start with the analysis on the weekly chart. Okay, here what we have is uptrend, a major uptrend, which I used to apply Fibonacci retracement indicator. What it shows me is two important levels, 38.2 Fips and 23.6 Fips. One of them is support, obviously, another one is the resistance. And the resistance is just massive. We had the rejection of this area back in the 2018. Then we had the rejection along with the 200 simple moving average back in 2019. Then again. So this is the area that is acting as a magnet for the pound versus Canadian dollar. Considering that there was a break above the 200 exponential moving average, then rejection of this indicator, which acted as a support, then we had a breakout, very strong bullish candle as a resistance, the level at 23.6, which is 1.7800, a psychological resistance level. This could be expected. Now, this is obviously a trend following idea because we clearly moving with the trend. Price is above 50 exponential, 50 simple moving average and 200 simple moving averages. So while it's above both of them, we see that the 50 is crossing above the 200, which is a very bullish signal. Uptrend is expected to continue. Now, what we have on the daily chart? Well, first, I've applied Fips to this last wave to the downside. What we see is 88.6 Fips, which has been almost reached and rejected. And this is the first key resistance area, which I would expect price to test before and if it will move higher. So break and close above this area should result in the continuation of the uptrend, in which case price is likely to test the 23.6 as per the weekly chart, 1.78 area. And I've also applied another Fips to this correction to the downside, where we see 50 simple moving average rejected, broken. It rejected the 200, then rejected the 50 and went up. So I used this correction to apply Fibs, and we see it's correspond exactly to the 23.6. If I just move it a little bit, you will see that this is the level, and I will apply it here. It's exactly the same level. So we might expect this area to be tested only if there will be a break above the 17678 resistance first. And finally, let's move to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, the idea itself is presented. And as you can see, we applied here Fips to this last corrective wave to the upside, and here 61.8 support level rejected cleanly along with the 50 simple moving average. So rejection of the simple moving average right there, again rejection. This is a very bullish scenario here as well. We can see 200 simple moving average rejected, and this is actually the wave I have used. Right now, why this current price is very interesting is because it's approached the 50 simple moving average, once again presenting a good opportunity in terms of buying. And obviously the exits and stop loss must be below the previously made low. I would expect price should attempt to produce spikes below. That would be quite reasonable, but it will be important to see the closing price, especially daily and 4-hour as well, for the closing below this level. If that would be the case, the risk of the downside move will increase. But for now, we see the price is near the moving average, and this could be this upside swing that we expect. So there are two key resistance levels. Both of these we will continue to watch. So that's all for this idea. And also I would like to remind you guys that we will be doing more analysis on the MT4 as per your requests. If you did prefer the trading view more Just leave your comments. We might switch back, but obviously we want to hear your feedback. But based on the feedback we already got, it was the MT4, the preferred platform for analysis. So here we go, we're back to MT4, and we will move now to previous analysis we made one by one. So starting off Australian Swiss franc, not much happening. I guess September will be the moving month for now. Price consolidating and potentially could be rising slowly. So near the entry, and let's move now to the Euro Swiss franc. On the Euro Swiss franc, also we see the consolidation phase is on, but the trend is clearly bullish. We see price producing higher highs, but it failing to produce lower lows. So each low is above the previously made low, and this is a clear bullish sign for the Euro Swiss franc. This is the idea I like the most of all, as I already mentioned, and I would expect this move to continue towards the resistance at 1.0891. And now let's go to the trading view ideas. We will finish with them and then we'll continue with the MT4 ideas. Okay, the euro versus Canadian dollar. We saw this rejection of the 227 pips, which means that the price might continue to consolidate. So here I would place the exit at the entry point and make it a zero risk trade. I just don't like this rejection, but overall I do think there is a strong potential for this upside move, especially considering that the pound Canadian is expected to go up, as well as Australian Canadian could be going up as well. So this could mean that the Canadian is weak overall across the board, but we will see. Here is best to secure the idea because of this rejection, but still let's watch it and see what happens. Next is pound dollar. On the pound dollar, this exactly what happened. Basically the scenario that price will test this support. But first off, I would like to get back to this rejection of the support and move to the daily chart. On the daily, clearly there was a spike and failure to close below. Now moving on to the back to the forward chart, what we see is the rejection of simple exponential moving average right there, and price might produce spike to retest this support. Let's see whether it will hold, but here what I see is this support level, and if it gets broken on a daily chart, price might be starting moving down. So probably something like that can be expected, or even price will start going down immediately towards the next support. So this kind of scenarios that I would expect, but as well we can see something like that. There are multiple scenarios. It's time to watch now and see what happens. Gold. On the gold, very tricky. We expected this pullback towards the uptrend trend line, and as we see that uptrend trend line has been rejected, which means that there is still a potential for the further growth unless this support is broken. But most importantly, we need to break below $2008 on the daily chart before, and if that happens, trend will remain very, very bullish. So for now we expect price to move towards this resistance and then probably even higher towards 2200, but only if this support holds. Australian Japanese yen idea is valid, so we do expect continuation of the upside move. I do like the setup on Australian Japanese yen. Overall, Australian still continues to look very strong against multiple other fiat currencies, so here we do have this potential for the upside move. And New Zealand Japanese yen, guys, we were doing the analysis was once the price was around this area 70.30, and this was expected move. It has been mentioned that this would be an ideal price if this level will be tested back to the support area. So New Zealand Japanese yen seems very interesting in terms of buying opportunity, especially at this price. I do think that there will be continuation of the uptrend, but we need to see whether this support area will hold. Obviously, if there will be a break below this support, the analysis should be turned to the downside, and I will be looking how far down it might go. And that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to smash your likes, comments, questions, and obviously let me know what you think about the continuation of the analysis with the MT4 platform rather than the trading view. Your feedback is greatly appreciated and we will look into it once again. Thank you all and have a great day. Profitable trading. We'll see you tomorrow with the analysis on one of the major currency pairs.